So, um, so the cop goes off, kills immediately when they received the, um, I guess it's proof of investigation, which means when the judge that a Federalist speaks to sends out the investigation report with warrant, it's like 5 sheets. The law in all its theologies, the investigation in all its theologies, the authorities in all its theologies, and then the laws, the authorities or something. And so naturally the criminal's like, oh, the Federalist is a one-man wrecking crew. It's his job to investigate the police. No, the police. It's his job to investigate the judges, politicians, and the president, and arrest judges, justices. It's his job to investigate judges, justices, politicians, and the president. And it's his job to arrest judges, justices, politicians, and the president. And, yeah, it's his actual job. And, and another law says all zones, tourist zones, the crosswalk is open to just be walked without any approvals. And so he goes off, he kills this, and it's recorded. So the Federalist isn't just a police agency. They have an office, a litigation office. So the law explains it as being an all-glass building. And the guy completes an investigation. He turns the investigation in, and the cop goes off and murders a child. And the office witnesses it. The whole office, everybody in the whole office seen it. And they all flipped out. Like, they're actually recorded. They were pulling the fire alarm. They were setting fire to where the sprinklers had to come on. They were forcing the fire department to the Department of Defense office to shut off the fire sprinklers, everything. They literally, it was a complete pandemic. And physically. And so the cop kills this 6-month-old, and then he goes to court and he tries saying that the investigation's his, and they force people to go into businesses and start killing business people, CEOs. Literally, the Department of Defense does not fuck around. And because their whole office witnessed it, and they were pulling fire alarms and setting off the sprinklers, fuck, they figured they could cover up the fact that the Department of Defense office, there's a difference between a bookworm and a soldier, I guess. So because the bookworms acted in this way, and made a report in this fashion, this title, they figured that, well, in court trying to claim the writing that if they had people go into the businesses and kill the business owners, there's a 6-month period where people were walking into businesses with Uzis and killing them, and they tried saying that a new Uzi was released and gun companies were releasing it on the streets. And they did an investigation. There was no new Uzi. So they said it was a semi-automatic handgun. They did an investigation. There was no new semi-automatic handgun. And yeah, yeah, horrible. So as the cop tried saying it was his and it was proven that it was not, they started going into daycares. 2-month-olds through 5-month-old daycares, and they started killing them with their guns, cutting their throats, cutting their bellies open. Yeah, it was crazy. And so it's at day 2, them killing a 2-month-old. Day 10, them going into daycares and killing the children there. And yeah, so it's pretty horrible.